right, you know what? Phantom's here, and we're relaxing poolside right here. Good buddy of mine, you guys know, Simon Terrell over here. Well, he invited us over for a nice day in the pool. Goes to know my girlfriend, Maya. And, yeah, we actually got a couple of movies, and they were actually suggested by this guy right here. Man, why don't you go ahead and throw us out what we got tonight?
We're going to review Jaws and Piranha 3D, or Piranha, whatever you want to call it, the newest one.
The remake.
Yeah, the remake.
So, once again, Simon, thank you for inviting us over here.
No problem, man.
Rocking the
so be
pink
nice.
flip-flops.
And, Shark Week and all.
Shark Week, yeah, you know, we didn't think about that. Jaws during Shark Week. That's how we do it here. That is how we do it. All right, so let's get into it now. Last week we asked the question, top 3. What was your top 3 favorite giant monster movies? That's Asshole right there. That's the cat. Say hi, Asshole. So anyways, top 3 giant monster movies. Well, 13th Wolfman hit us up, and he said his top 3 monster movies were giant monster movies. Number 3, Deadly Mantis, which I've heard of, never actually seen it. His number 2, he thought it was kind of iffy if it was classified as a monster movie or not, but you know what? You're my boy, so it's in Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. Have not seen that yet. I've heard of it, but have not yet seen it. And his number 1 was the movie we reviewed last week, the original King Kong. So, boom. Thank you, 13th Wolfman. I really appreciate it. This week, I feel like we got kind of a theme going on here. We got summertime fun, water, blood, and mayhem. We're doing Jaws and Piranha, so you know what? I want to know, what are your top 3 favorite water horror movies? Now, for me personally, I'm going to cheat on number 3. I'm going to cheat. Is it okay if I cheat, guys? Can I cheat a little bit? Is it okay, asshole, if I cheat? All right. So, at number 3, I'm throwing in Creepshow 2. Now, for me, the segment that scared me the most when I was a kid was the raft. All right? Bunch of kids go swimming in this lake, and there's this fucking oil slick-looking thing floating on top of the water. Of course, when it wraps around you, it fucking bleeds into you, and there's blood. Dude, it scared the shit out of me. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to these, of course, lakes around here, they're all dirty and shit. I mean, I'm sure they're probably dirty everywhere, but they're just really mucky, and I'd always step in them, and I'd freak out that it's going to eventually start caught my leg and start, like, cutting into me. So, Creepshow 2 for me. And the number 2, not just to be riding its nuts, so I'm going to go ahead and throw up Piranha, the remake, 3D, whatever you want to call it. Just a fun fucking movie. I love it. Really enjoyable. It's good stuff. And more on that later. And my number 1 water horror movie, Deep Blue Sea. What's going on, asshole? So, what about you guys? Water horror. You got any water horror movies? No? Nothing? What about you, Simon?
I don't know if I can find 3, man. I mean, really, if you want to fucking count it, like, any of the Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, you know, I'll count it.
The lake always has a
it's summertime. It's always, yeah, no, I'll agree. I'll count it.
A very big part of the movie. And,
yeah.
And that's stretching it, maybe cheating a little bit too. But
it's okay. We cheat. That's what we do.
And, I loved Piranha 3D. Same with him. I mean, like, we'll get into it later, I guess. But cheesy as hell, but that's what we do.
That's what we do. That's how we fucking roll here. Okay, so you're saying Piranha and some of the Friday 13th. So give me your top 2 Friday 13th movies then.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
That had the lake in it now, like Jason X.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna count the holographic lake. We ain't count. Oh, there's a lake at the end though, didn't there?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. But Jason X would not be on the list, so we don't have to go into that. I really liked 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
Something about those, because those two seem to be very well connected together.
Yeah.
And 3, of course, was the introduction of the iconic hockey mask.
Yes.
And
4 has Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman.
That's all you need, really.
And Richard Brooker, the Jason from Friday the 13th Part 3, just recently passed away.
Yeah, unfortunately. Hated to hear that. Always hate to hear when somebody, in the horror community passes. Yeah. Even if I like him or not, like, if Michael Bay just went strictly horror movies and he died, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyways, alright. Bye, asshole. So we want to know, what are your top 3 favorite water horror movies? Of course, there are multiple ways to hit us up. You can leave that comment right down below. Right there. That's where you leave it. Personal messages, of course, always welcome. moviefam7@gmail.com. And, of course, my fan friends over on Facebook can hit me up. And what's your favorite, sweetie?
Video response.
Video response. So any of those will work. So let's get down to it now. Before we actually get into it, I ain't going to lie, no news this week. I am sorry for that. But you know what? Let's ask you, have you seen any good horror movies lately?
Recently, no.
Recently? No, not seen. We haven't either,
I just
actually.
acquired a bootleg copy of Lords of Salem, so I'm finally going to watch that.
We'll edit that out. Don't worry about that.
I'm finally going to watch that.
I'm going to watch that. You know, I can't wait. That's like my most, well, in the horror movie community, the horror genre this year, my highly anticipated movie.
Well, you'll leave with a bootleg of a bootleg.
Oh, he means we're going to pay full price, Mr. Zombie, and I'm walking away with the receipt and everything, so. All right, well, you know, we got some comments from last week. Now, Ghostface Kid hit us up, and he said that we were talking about the Fright Night Part 2 remake sequel, whatever you want to call it, and he said it sounded like there was voices coming from the house, like the crypt itself was haunted. And I gotta say, you're right. At any given time, you can hear ghosts, entities, spirits, poltergeists, and meth heads talking at any time. So, yes, you are correct. Our place is haunted. So, yes, there's that. Now, Rise THX1138 hit us up, and I recently acquired Surf 2, made a little video about it, and he said, you should really review that, and you can ask these guys. I'm a stickler for the show. It has to be like, I'll bend slightly with certain movies. Like, certain movies, you may be like, that's a comedy horror, or that's sci-fi horror, but usually it has horror, whereas Surf 2 is just straight up comedy. Like, it's just, and so unfortunately I will not probably do a review. I can give you a quick review right now. It's fucking awesome. It's just one of those movies that I grew up with when I was younger, seen it a million times, and unfortunately it was never available on DVD because the soundtrack, they didn't get permission for it. It had like Beach Boys, Oingo Boingo, Stray Cats, some other people, and they just never got, I'm guessing Beach Boys is probably the main one that did, I'd say. And so anyways, they, of course, where are the Beach Boys at now? Really, cut it, just fucking roll over and sign it off. I would love to see a special edition. I would love to get the 3-disc special edition of Surf 2. I would, just tons of interviews. It has Eric Stoltz and fucking Terry Kaiser in it. It has Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. Come on. I would love to see this guy just start talking about it. He's still alive, isn't he? Terry Kaiser?
Not sure.
I would feel really bad if he was actually dead, and I'm just like, they could do a Weekend at Bernie's with him on the show. They're like, hey, Surf 2 was great.
It'd just be CGI now.
No, it would be CGI now. CGI Bernie, I'd be down. So yes, but yeah, Surf 2, I love it. Like I said, I probably won't do an official, review for it. So, but thank you though, appreciate that. And then finally, there's a guy on here named young kid named Tristan. And dude, I'm gonna butcher your last name, and I apologize in advance. Tristan Fagard. If I'm saying that incorrectly, I apologize. He actually hit me up. That's really cool. He hit me up, and apparently. Because once again, I don't really consider the movie Phantom like an original type thing. I just got lucky enough that whenever I did the movie Phantom, there was nobody else called the movie Phantom at the time. But once again, I think anybody could have figured it out. And there probably was somebody out there at some point that was like the movie Phantom, But he's going by the Phantom as well, and he's reviewing movies and everything. And I guess he just didn't know I was doing it. And then when he found out, he hit me up with a line and said, I'm sorry, I did this. And dude, that's cool. Hey, more Phantoms the merrier. There's a kid a while back ago who was the Phantom Flick, or the Flick Phantom, or Film Phantom. It was something like that. And same thing, except he had a mask that looked a lot like Natalie Myers' mask. And he wore that mask. He looked like a Lone Ranger kind of thing. But yeah, I'm cool. Even if someone else came out as the movie fan, that would not really ruffle my feathers. Now, if that fucker went on to make some money, then I'm going to stalk him and gut him. But, we're all on YouTube. We're all working for free. So guess what? We're good. I'll sell out.
Well, we're working for free.
Oh, shit. No, your guys' checks are in the mail. Don't worry about that. Your check's in the mail. This pool ain't cheap to rent, guys, all right? Believe me, those checks ain't going to bounce either. So yes, thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Now, once again, since I just said this a second ago, normally our show's a little bigger than this, but you guys want to leave comments, recommendations, maybe you got questions. Questions for me, questions for my guests, whatever the case may be, you know how to hit us up. Once again, it's moviefam7@gmail.com. Personal messages, leave the comment right down below. All my fan friends over on Facebook, and of course, Video response. So, let's get into some of these reviews now. Going back to 1975, a little movie called Jaws. Huge blockbuster in which, the small town of Amity, I almost said Amityville, Amity, New York, Amity Island, New York, is besieged by a giant great white shark who is just fucking some people up. I have not seen this movie since I was a kid. Now, I will throw a little Phantom fact out there for you. And I spell fact, P-H-A-C-T. Little Phantom fact that when I was a kid, for some reason, I don't know why, I'm talking like I was like 5 or 6, I thought cry and not want to watch it. And then people will be like, somehow in my mind I associated that, but I don't know if it was the same day that someone else was watching Raising Arizona, or I heard the title when I was watching this movie. Either way, after that, people would be like, we're going to watch Raising Arizona, and I would literally get and just walk out of the room. Did not want to fucking watch it, because I was afraid there was going to be a giant shark in there. It wasn't until later on that I realized that Raising Arizona is a hilarious movie from the Coen brothers, and Jaws is the title of the giant great white shark movie. So that's a little fan fact for you right there. But yeah, no, Jaws, we watched it again. I haven't seen it in a long time. And you know, it still holds up. Not necessarily as frightening as it was when I first watched it, obviously. And I ain't gonna lie, I mean, I don't want to be a dick. I mean, it is dated, the effects, but that's okay. I mean, really, because the shark's known there a lot, and we all know the reason why. Spielberg has said numerous times that, you know, the shark just did not work. The mechanical shark just wasn't working. And yet, you know, he did what he could, but because of that, it actually created a lot more suspense. You didn't know when the shark was going to pop up and everything like that. However, at the end, you see the shark pop up, you're like, wow, this is a little corny. But you know what? It's still a great movie, and it really overshadows any kind of, you know, mechanical problem like that. Of course, you guys know the story by now. Basically, when the shark shows up, you know, Roy Scheider, is that how you pronounce his last name? Roy Scheider? Yeah. He, you know, he's the deputy sheriff in town, whatever, and he's like, you know, we got to close the beach down. But the mayor won't let him because it's a small, poor town. They're a summer town, and this is where they're making their money. So he's like, no, we ain't closing the beaches down. And then, of course, people keep dying. And even after people still die, he's just like, no, we ain't closing them down. I always loved that character in the movies. Day After Tomorrow, shitty fucking movie. The same thing, a scientist just like, holy shit, there's a mega shitstorm coming, and it's literally just fucking, there's going to be like a hurricane over here, and there's going to be snow over here, and there's going to be a tidal wave down here, and fucking the sky's going to fall here, and the guy's like, nah, you know, that's not going to happen.
Well, I think that's just like a political, like, statement, like a small little subtle hint to, like, politics, you know, like, you know, a couple people can die, but if, you know, if we're going to lose a bunch of money, you know, we're not going to.
I never thought about that like that. Nice, nicely done.
You know, it goes all in real life.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. Well, there you go. That's brilliant. But I always love that character regardless. Like, I'm not going to lie, if I ever make a movie, I'm going to have a guy in there, I'm going to be like, you know, listen, Mayor, my God, there's it's Godzilla coming. He's crashing the town next to us. He's like, nah, listen. It'll pass. You know, there's a new Michael Bay movie opening. We're going to make a lot of money at the theater. We can't do this. And I'll be like, oh, listen, here's the footage. And he's like, nah. And then when it happens, that guy's always just like, oh my God, I didn't know. How could I have known? Love it. Well, another thing I like about this, obviously, the iconic theme. And this is the first time I actually paid attention to the theme, or the music in general, the score. Because everybody knows the theme. You know, sorry, sweet. And, anyways, but the actual score beyond that, aside from the theme of Jaws, it's really good, and it really gives it more of a less of a horror feel and more like a high seas adventure feel. Like when they get the group together and go out to go get it, I mean, it's like a good time. And of course, Spielberg's like the master of that. Like he can literally take horror and kind of, I'm not going to say be bad now, but he can always kind of water it down into something else. And he kind of does it with this one. He really kind of takes the emphasis off the horror and puts it more into like a more high seas adventure kind of, you know, we're going to fight the, you know, Moby Dick type thing. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It was, you know, damn good. The acting all around is great. I think, you know, Richard Dreyfuss as the young, you know, he's the oceanographer or something like that. He's coming. He's the shark expert. He's like, you know, he's trying to stop him. He's also like, he's on Roy Scheider's side. Like, you know, we got to stop this. Dude, the salty old sea captain, played by Richard Shaw. I could be honest, I've never seen this guy in anything else. I mean, I may have, but I don't recognize him anywhere else.
It's another horror movie cliche, though.
Yeah.
The old guy with the warning.
Oh, yeah, he definitely is. I mean, he's the harbinger of doom, and he's like, I can take him down, but he gets crazier, like, as they're hunting Jaws down, like, he's just like, it reminded me, there's an episode of, this is sad that I'm going to reference it to this, but there's an episode of, SpongeBob where they go after this giant clam that ate Mr. Krabs, like, $1 millionth. So, yeah. And of course, the whole time, Krabs is going crazier trying to catch this thing. And then, obviously, they were definitely parodying, you know, Jaws. But when I'm watching this, now I'm thinking that's Mr. Krabs. So now I'm laughing as Mr. Krabs, you know. They're getting drunk together. I'm like, that's Krabs. That's great. But yeah, no, I think another thing about this movie, too, that kind of takes it more, I guess, it makes the horror more of an impact, or gives the horror more of an impact, is the fact that basically it's more about the people. Like, it's really, I mean, it's a shark movie. You see the front cover has a giant shark. Everybody knows Jaws as a shark movie. Yet, the shark's barely on the screen, and it's more about the people trying to take the shark down. It's more about this guy, you know, who has a fear of the water to begin with, has to overcome that to go make this town safe, make this, water safe for his kids, all that stuff. And it's a lot of, like, scenes is just basically about human interaction. I really thought that was just really good. I don't know what else to add on this one, sweetie. What do you think about Jaws? Wouldn't film it at all. Now, what was your reasons for not liking it? Be honest, it's okay. We're all friends here in the pool.
It was long.
It was long, too long for you?
No.
Really? Yeah. We're not friends anymore. All right. Okay, Simon, what about you? Jaws.
Man, I mean, you nailed it. But, not to be cheesy, I'll try to find something. It's a fun movie, man. I mean, it's just almost like I said about Piranha. In a way, it is kind of cheesy, and maybe back in '75, like, nobody really knew. Like,
yeah.
I mean, this movie won legitimate fucking awards.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it definitely did. Yes, and I think that's the other thing too. Like with Piranha, and we'll get more on this in a second, but like, it's cheesy today, but it's still a good movie. Whereas Jaws wasn't cheesy back then. Jaws was the shit.
Yeah,
you think it was cheesy back then?
Well, it's just one of them. To me, it was like kind of if I'm pronouncing this word correctly, like a niche like concept. I mean, giant insert animal here,
oh yeah, I mean,
kills people. And,
definitely the idols than before, but I think it's.
But I think it was much more believable and better than like the giant shrews or the giant rabbits
or
giant
spiders
or whatever,
and
ants and shit. So I mean, I think that really helps kind of get it out of the cheesy.
Yeah, yeah. And but I mean, it's top-notch acting too. That really helps too. It makes it a little bit more believable. I mean, directing also. I mean, Spielberg. I mean, I always said this. There's a lot of Spielberg movies I just don't like. You cannot deny the fact that he makes great movies. I mean, he really does. They all look great. He paces them perfectly, and he doesn't rely on just like cheesy camera tricks. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say that people are like, Tarantino's known for like the trunk shot. They're talking about the open trunk camera right there, and they all have like their own signature moves. And he doesn't really have signature moves so much. It's just he just knows how to tell a good story. He's like Clint Eastwood. Same thing. He just knows how to tell a damn good story. I mean, not like all Clint Eastwood stuff, but I mean, you can't deny he's a good director. And there were certain scenes in here that really kind of I thought shine. I mean, literally the suspense was there. Killing the kid. I'm always a fan of killing kids. I am. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking kid gets eaten, and I'm just like. Opening sequence also just one of those scenes that. Because you're expecting to see the shark right off the bat, and that makes it a little freakier, you don't, but yeah, damn good.
When he's like, I guess he's chumming.
Yeah.
And he turns around, and when he turns back around,
boom, right there, right there in his face almost. Whoa. See, now I'm not gonna even like that part of me is still freaked out. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I am just scared of sharks. Like I have that unnatural fear of sharks. I don't deny it.
I'm a sucker for cheesy jump scares like that.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, like, so on top of that, like, I'm freaked out about sharks. When you still, like, no matter how fake the shark looks. Like, I watched Shark Night not long ago. Well, that's been a while back, about a year ago. A horrible cartoon shark still freaks me out. Still, like, I'm like, get the fuck out of the water. Like, seriously, there's no need to go out there. Fucking nuke it. Like, I'm that guy. I get very conservative Republican. I'm like, just fucking bomb it. Fuck it. Bomb it, make a crater, and we can move on. But no, I mean, like you said, that one scene alone is also freaky as shit. Like, literally. Turns around, boom, it's right there. I mean, there's no noise. There's no, it's just like, and it's effective as hell. And then, of course, he utters the line, you're going to need a bigger boat. Love that. Fucking love that. So, yeah, good stuff. Anything else to add?
Oh, man, I think we're doing pretty good.
All right, well, Jaws, definitely check it out. If you haven't seen it, now, once again, I happen to have I know some guy, like a lot of a younger crowd that watches my stuff. And so, for you younger guys out there, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a mechanical shark that's, it's mechanical. Not a lot of movement.
It's not real.
So, but taking into account that, it's a damn good story on top of it, like she says, maybe it's a little long.
It's not Sharktopus.
No.
But
or Sharknado.
Yeah, it's close.
Oh, yeah. So, yes, check it out. We highly recommend it. All right, Piranha. We're going to get into Piranha. So what do you, come on, you got to give us some kind of review. You like Piranha. Yeah. 2010, basically, it's Jaws, but in Colorado.
Yeah,
they got a
lot of
lake.
And I think, and that's why I was trying to put these two together.
Yeah, no, you definitely,
was
well, because initially,
they're definitely connected, like, I mean, Piranha is definitely a huge, more of a homage to Jaws than to fucking the original Piranha.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that's another thing, too, because initially when he threw these two out, and I was like, well, I want just you know, I tried to go Deep Blue Sea and Piranha, but when I thought about it, I'm like, no, dude, Jaws and Piranha is definitely a better combination because of this reason right here. Insightful as always. All right, Simon, go ahead. Throw us out there.
Oh my God.
Give us the...
I can remember the trailers for this movie. And thanks, Matt Nick. The trailers for this movie and watching that and sitting with my wife. And, you know, she's like, you know, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Cut to a few weeks later, whatever, when it actually came out. We were there opening night, and we saw it again, and all of its 3D glory. The 3D, like, and I know that now, I don't even know if it's in the 3D format, even in the little...
I know the DVD I watched, it didn't have the 3D. It didn't even have the option for it. It may be, but...
The 3D was iffy. I mean, it was a movie that was filmed in 2D and then converted to 3D.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But and I'm going to go back to comments that I make about a lot of movies that we review. Mm-hmm. Grainy, old school look and feel to this movie. I mean, it's obviously present times.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I mean, it's just...
It has that throwback feel to it, yeah.
70s B.
Yep.
I mean, it is, but I mean, you know, it looks like that. I mean, and I love that to see people make movies now. And like I mentioned, and I'll mention it again. Rob Zombie's the king of that right now.
Well, the director of this, Alexander Aja, he does that too. All like High Tension, The Hills Have Eyes. They all have that kind of feel. Even Mirrors, which isn't really a lot of outside scenes. I didn't care for Mirrors, but it still has like that kind of dark, grainy look to it. So. Yeah, he is. And this whole new school of guys coming out there, they're influenced by the 70s, Grindhouse feel.
Yeah, I was gonna have to say I have to throw the Grindhouse movie out there and Machete as like newer movies now.
They're all kind of carrying it forward.
But if you're a fan of that film style, Piranha definitely looks great.
Yeah.
Don't
And
take your hand.
cheesy concept. I mean,
Come here.
fish piranhas. I mean, they're big piranhas.
Well, they're prehistoric piranhas.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there was an earthquake in the beginning, and there was a subterranean lake, and then they came up through that. And then
they broke open something.
Yeah.
They were diving in. Same kind of thing as Jaws. They want to, this is a lake, a town, doesn't get much action except for spring break.
Yep.
And, boom, they're, high dollars. That's where the town pretty much makes all of its income for the year is for this, couple weeks during spring break. Bunch of piranhas are going to come and eat people, and they're like, we can't do this. And of course, the local authorities are like, whatever, dude. And one of the, and it's cheesy, bloody, but one of the more recent bloodiest movies that I've probably seen. I mean, once the piranhas attack,
the gore counts there, and I think that whole scene, the big fucking in the water, like every partying melee, I guess you call it, is one of the best. I mean, we've seen in recent history. It really
Eli Roth cameo.
Yeah, Eli Roth doing it. Love his whole thing. Love his. Well, I won't give too much away, but yeah, it is.
It's still new.
It's very new. Yeah, it's under that 10. But yeah, it's definitely damn good right there.
And how can I forget Christopher Lloyd?
Christopher Lloyd, the great Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, just he's the old guy, the scientist.
The informative one who's informing us all the the whole step of the way, what's going on, what's happening. I think it's also interesting to note that Richard Dreyfuss has a cameo in the very beginning.
Yep.
And that's another little throwback to Jaws as well. And then of course he's this ain't really giving anything away because obviously you're in the opening of the movie, he's gonna bite it first. So, but that's still kind of cool. One thing, let's get a facial.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love this movie.
We yeah. That's going to be our whole review thing right there. Just for now, I'll sit in front of the camera and I'll be like, hey, Chainsaw Massacre, and you'll just give me a facial from the side and be like,
that's the thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah, and then of course, something like, I don't know, The Devil Inside, you'll just kind of like, just come out, just trip out.
No, it won't be nothing.
Nothing, yeah, just a draw shot, like, no, Piranha, I call it Piranha. I didn't actually have the luxury of watching, I would have preferred to watch it in 3D. Because I noticed that too. When you watch,
that's what I was going to get at about 3D effects with the converted to 3D. Even the 3D effects had an extremely old school feel. But I forgot to mention that.
Oh no,
about the film style. Yeah, but
Well, I know that
cool.
one thing I noticed though is when you watch a 3D movie in the theaters, it looks incredible. Like even a good one. We'll say, like, to me, I thought Final Destination 5 looked incredible. Yep. And then you watch it on DVD, and some of the effects look a little cheesy. However, those effects were the one that was like in your face, you know, a couple months before. So I feel like with Piranha, maybe I would have been like the effects. I mean, the effects are very cheesy on this one.
But they're all practical.
Well, I'm talking about the more, I guess, the fish swimming. The opening, like, you know, and
the swarms.
Yeah, they were definitely very. But once again, what can you do? I mean, and once again, you can tell they kind of saw this and like fuck it, because the whole movie is just—it's a fun movie. Like they weren't taking it extremely serious. There's a scene where, even during the carnage bloodbath, two people pick up this victim trying to help it, and they just pull it apart. And it's not even like in a horrific manner. It's a comic, like, holy shit, they just fell apart kind of thing, you know. Yeah. And it's fucking hilarious. There is one scene that I found.
Are we gonna give it away? The obvious like comedy scene.
Oh.
Or do we hold off on that?
Okay, we'll get the character. We'll talk about the character. Jerry O'Connell is great in this movie. He's so one-dimensional. That's all he cares about is just like titties and.
Well, he's the girls gone wild.
Yeah, he is that guy. You know, they call him, what do they call him, like Wild Girls or something like that. Yeah. But it's the fact that like he's purposely just one-dimensional. Like they don't even try to like. Well, maybe he's like, no, he's really just like, I need to see some titties and get on camera. That's his whole character, and he plays it perfectly.
There's
like
plenty of that in Piranha.
Oh, there is, yeah. I mean, if you're looking for blood and boobs, boom, this is it right here. I mean, it's the summertime, good time. You enjoyed it, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, you're not even paying attention, are you? How's that whole doing? Doing good? No, I mean, it literally, but when he gets on there, it's incredible. He's funny as shit. Not necessarily, it's not really his best scene yet, like he kind of dies after it, but it's the whole, like how he dies, and then the scene that goes after that, it's gold. Like, I don't want to say it because it really is fun. I mean, if you're into that kind of humor, you'll be like, this is freaking hilarious. If you don't, you'll say, this is disgusting, you won't watch it. I think one scene in particular, sorry asshole, that really disturbed me, I guess, in a sense. Now I ain't gonna be like I was just like shot or whatever, but it comes out of nowhere, is when the swarm comes, people are freaking out. And one guy literally gets in his boat, his speedboat, he's trying to take on, he's just crushing people trying to get out of it. When it gets caught up, he gets bogged down, the propeller gets stuck in this chick's hair. And literally, she's like, please don't do it. And he's trying to, and dude, I ain't going any further, but it is a messed up scene. I mean, I remember thinking like, holy shit, when I watched it. I mean, I was like one of those, it's a holy shit moment. It really is. I'm just like, oh my God. No, I highly recommend this movie. I mean, it has a great cast. It has what was his name in Step Brothers? Derek from Step Brothers. He's the cocky asshole now. Dude, I can't take this guy seriously in anything else. Like, I see him in this movie, and all I can think about him looking at his shirt and be like, you see this shit right here? Just pointing to his abs. And here he's like playing like a scientist. Like, no, you're not, buddy. You're Derek, the asshole, brother from Step Brothers. But, that's the fun. I mean, it shows him like on a speedboat with a shotgun. You're just like, at this point, you're in a ride, enjoy the ride. Ving Rhames. Awesome scene with him. I mean, we all love Ving Rhames from his countless movies, from Pulp Fiction all the way up to Dawn of the Dead, the remake. And here, he's still badass. Even as an overweight sheriff's deputy, he's still badass. And his scene's great. I mean, when I say his scene, there's only one scene you can be thinking about. It's that scene. I won't give anything away. Definitely check it out. So, anything else to add?
No, man. I mean, I guess something. It's not really a spoiler, and it's something I read. I didn't pay attention to it again, coming back around. But apparently the beer that Richard Dreyfuss is drinking in his scene is the exact same brand and can from Jaws.
Oh, really? I did not know that. I do know that they do a close-up on how he drops his beer in the water. Yeah. You actually see it go all the way down to the bottom. I wasn't even thinking about looking at that. Yeah, that's crazy. I probably wouldn't have got it anyway if I would have saw it, but that's pretty good. I like that. But yeah, so Jaws, check it out. Piranha, check it out. So now, have you seen the original Piranha?
No, I don't think I have.
I never have either. I don't know. I didn't really have anything to gauge it to, but.
And I will say this. I have also seen Piranha 3 Double D.
Now, how is that?
No,
I've heard
not. It is.
I've heard some horrible
Piranha
things.
Is the sequel to it is not. It's just.
It
takes place in a water park.
Yeah.
And
kind of a throwback to Jaws 3, actually.
Yeah.
The whole SeaWorld thing there.
Yeah. But even stupid.
Does it deliver on the nudity and gore?
No.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's there.
Oh,
but it's, man, they...
Was it taking itself too seriously? Was that in a problem?
No, it went way in the other direction.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Way in the...
See, I've yet to check it out today. Even right now, at my local video store, it's literally like on here on YouTube already talking about how shitty it was. I'm like, well, I still want to see it because a lot of people think like a lot of the sci-fi movies are just really shitty, and I love them. Like they are shitty, they're horrible, but they're cheesy fun, and I enjoy cheesy fun. Does it at least fall in that category of cheesy fun?
I guess. Well, sure. I mean, you're going to see it.
I will see. Yeah.
I didn't finish it.
Wow. All right. Well, there you guys go. Piranha 2 Double D apparently has the little. It's a dribbler. So. All right, well, you know what? I think we're done then. So, Simon, once again, thank you very much. And we're going to enjoy this pool, so we'll catch you guys later. All right, we're out. Oh, kick these off. Enjoy. Yes. Facial. I got a facial.
Anytime.
Later.